On Thursday, President Joe Biden delivered his State of the Union speech to critical acclaim, even boosting his poll numbers and fundraising right after the speech, while the GOP response, well, kind of fizzled out. The rebuttal speech came from Alabama Senator Katie Britt, and it got panned by both sides for being creepy and overdramatic. I'm going to show you a few snippets here before I get to the comments.
I never could have imagined what my story would entail. To think about what the American dream can do across just one generation, in just one lifetime, it's truly breathtaking. But right now, the American dream has turned into a nightmare. Our families are hurting. Our country can do better. And you don't have to look any further than the crisis at our southern border to see it. Mr. President, enough is enough. Innocent Americans are dying, and you only have yourself to blame. It's been a minute since Joe Biden pumped gas, ran a carpool, or even pushed a grocery cart. Meanwhile, the rest of us see our dollar and we know it doesn't go as far. We hear you and we stand with you.
That was weird. All right. Many users on X, formerly Twitter, were not impressed. Okay. Now, the speech received criticism from prominent conservatives. People like Michael Steele, for example, was former chair of the RNC, who posted this, quote, "Well, that Katie Britt experience was experiential. It was something, all right." Others felt that her delivery was reminiscent of something that you would see from The Handmaid's Tale. Great. Others, of course, just flat out said, "Lady's overreacting. Like, bring it down a little bit, okay? Bring it down. Bring it down." For example, Ellie Beth Stuckey, a conservative podcaster, said this: "Katie Britt is exactly the right pick for the response, but this is hard to watch. She's acting instead of just speaking." Yeah, like a normal person, right? Especially since video has come out. Speaking of talking like a normal person, here's normal Katie Britt.
Hey y'all, Katie Britt here. I am looking forward to delivering the Republican response to the State of the Union. So tune in. See you soon.
Normal Katie Britt. All right. And then there's weird, overacty, whispery Katie Britt. Okay. Now, Stuckey also wrote that in Britt's defense, this kind of speech is very hard to do for people who aren't used to doing it. All right. Well, hey, look, that's fair. Okay. Fair is fair. Sure. Now, other people on X/Twitter were a little bit more harsh. First, you have David J. Rothkopf, a political analyst and columnist for the Daily Beast, who said, "Seriously, the Katie Britt response is scary as shit. This is like a sci-fi movie. This is Handmaid's Tale come to life." I mean, she was in a kitchen, so a little strange. Andrew Weissman, the legal analyst and former federal prosecutor, wrote, "I don't think Katie Britt is going to get the lead in the school play this year." Darn. Another person on X just says, 20 seconds in and no one can convince me that this isn't an SNL skit. Are we sure? Also, are we sure Katie Britt is an AI? Hey, deepfakes are getting better and better every day. Let's just say that, okay? But once again, when it comes to the current AI, watch for the fingers. I didn't see more than, I guess I didn't really even notice her hands. Might want to look into that. There's more. A Republican congressional staffer did not exactly have kind words. They told Insider that the speech was giving off high school freshman speech vibes. Fun. Quote, "She really thinks that she's killing it, but it's comical, like SNL quality." Then you have CNN analyst and former Trump White House communications director Alyssa Farah Griffin writing, "Senator Katie Britt is a very impressive person. She ran a hell of a race in Alabama. I do not understand the decision to put her in a kitchen for one of the most important speeches she's ever given. Well, here's the thing, right? Pretty sure she was put in a kitchen because I think that's where a lot of Alabama Republicans think women belong. Okay, in the kitchen. Just saying. Now, she did get one fan, and that's former President Donald Trump, who was actually quite impressed. He took to
Truth essential,
and wrote, Katie Britt was a great contrast to an angry and obviously very disturbed president. She was compassionate and caring, especially concerning women and women's issues. Yes, because Alabama is just a bastion of women's rights right now. Her conversation on migrant crime was powerful and insightful. Great job, Katie. So, while Trump was a fan, Trump supporters, not really. On Truth Social, Trump received these responses. Totally disagree. Didn't need a bedtime story. We should have called out the lies, spelled wrong, of course, explained the BS bills, and hit hard that the border could have been closed by an executive order. Republican rebuttal sucked. Another one said, it was actually pretty embarrassing. Her speech was okay, but her delivery was terrible. And then another, named Maddie Fox, wrote, I thought she was horrible. The effect was terrible. She sounded phony and insincere. Didn't know whether she was laughing or crying about inflation, the border. It was a ridiculous response. The Republicans will never learn. Another one said, give me a break. She belongs reading books to children in a daycare. She was a terrible choice. Yawn. Another added, she was the opposite of why people like and support you. She wasn't authentic, and she talked in a manner as if she thought it would tug at our heartstrings, putting too much emphasis on trying to emotionally manipulate the viewers rather than just speaking off-the-cuff facts. Well, simple, they don't have facts. My wife and I already don't trust her, and this was many people's first impression of her. Another person, Bill DeWall, yes, Bill DeWall, very, very clever guys, said, she seemed a bit psycho. She smiled the whole time talking about horrible things. That's crazy. To which another agreed and added, exactly, I kept telling my husband, why the fuck is she smiling? Quit acting. She was not a good choice. It was like a Miss America contest. Fake AF. Last one here. To Trump, with respect, sir, she was breathlessly weird. I felt her over-the-top dramatic presentation was spectacularly off-putting. So, there you go. Not a good sign when you lose MAGA